Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hello, greetings, salama, shalom. How's it going, fam? How y'all doing this evening or this morning or this afternoon in the West? I am in on the continent of Africa, so for me it's evening time. So Brule Desire, shalom, sister. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome. Decided to do a live. It's been a few days since I did a video, been a few days since I did a live. Hey, Teddy. Yes. I'm back. I know I've been offline for a minute, fam. I was actually helping a sister who came here get kind of situated. So I've been kind of busy every day trying to help her get everything situated with her phone and all that good stuff. So I've been kind of busy, but decided to come in and do a live and talk about the Caribbean. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I'm sure you are aware that all of the airports in the Caribbean are on lockdown and Americans are stuck in the Caribbean right now because the U.S. regime decided to invade Venezuela and take captive the president and his wife. Therefore, all of the Caribbean countries are on lockdown right now. So people are stuck over there. They would go over there for vacation, I guess, for the holidays or holidays, and they got stuck. So, yep, further confirming what I say is find a place to go and find a place that you want to be stuck in because you probably will get stuck sometime or another because things are popping off everywhere, as I said before. Things are popping off all over the world. So hopefully you will get stuck in the right place, in the right country, around the right people. Because you sure don't want to be stuck around your enemies, your oppressors, and your captors. You don't want to be stuck in a country with them people you can't leave. You got to go somewhere where they look like you, like-minded people, peaceful people, loving people. Yeah, so yeah, Caribbean is on lock. I don't know how long it's going to be, but a lot of Americans are stuck in the Caribbean. So, and from what they're saying, the Caribbean, the airlines are not responding. The airlines are not like, they said the only thing they're doing is refunding the ticket, but they're not providing places for them to stay. So they're kind of on their own. They can get a refund, but how is that going to help you when you're trying to get back to your home country? So yeah, you're gonna be make plans that you're gonna be stuck somewhere, and decide where you want to be stuck. I'm taking my chances on the continent. I'm taking my chances in Africa. I'd rather be stuck in Africa than be stuck in America. That's just me. I'd rather be stuck on the continent. So, but you have to figure out where you're gonna be when all hell break loose. Where you gonna be stuck at? Where you gonna feel safe at? If you're stuck, you don't want to be stuck with a bunch of fallen angel, devil, demons, Luciferian Satanists. You don't want to be stuck with people like that. You need to be stuck somewhere where people look like you. Yep. So hello, welcome. This is Diaspora Connect in Tanzania. Diaspora Connect in Tanzania. My name is Wanda, and decided to do a live because it's been about 6 days since I did a video. So much is going on. I couldn't even think about what I want to talk about because so much is going on right now, family. It is so much going on. And yeah, everybody's bringing all the news. So I'm like, let me just do a live and chat with people to see how they doing, what they up to. But y'all as well. I'm in Africa. I'm on a continent. I'm in Tanzania and I'm well. So hopefully you are well wherever you are. Hopefully you have an exit plan. Hopefully you are making plans to exit Babylon, aka America, AKK. Hopefully you are making plans to exit her, come out of her, and find a safer place because this regime in the U.S. is off the chain. It's cray, y'all. Hey, Tanzania Tony. Yes, the news is going crazy. I know. That's why I haven't done a video, because I was like looking online and I was thinking it's so much going on. I don't even know what I want to talk about. So I was like, let me just do a live and chat with people and see how they're doing, because it's just overwhelming, because it's thing after thing after thing. And I knew 2026 would be this way. So I don't even know what to do a video about, because it's my mind is all over the place. So I didn't even know what to do a video about. Like, all I can think of is like, find a safe place to go, fam. Outside of America, find a safe place to go. And you got to be careful where you choose, because the Sahel states on the continent, the AES has banned Americans. So you can't go there. And it's going to be some others that probably join in after this, banning Americans. And unfortunately, Black Americans fit under that. In the good news, what good news is, I show speed is in Africa, and he been going to the Southern African, the Southern African regions, Angola, Mozambique, South Africa. He been traveling around, and they've been showing him love. So that's a good thing. I show speed is in the continent, and he can show the real deal, like it's not what the Western media try to portray the continent to be. Yes, Teddy, it's becoming more powerful, but that's because it's about to fall. It's Babylon is just raging right now, but she is falling. She's falling. That's why she's out of control. That's why the commander in chief is losing his ever loving mind, breaking all kind of laws and rules, just cray, losing his ever loving mind, because her power, she's losing her power and authority and influence. So she's just basically raging out of control. And I personally don't want to be in that country with nobody raging like that. Yeah, I don't want my fate to be in somebody's hand like that, raging out of control. I'd rather be in another country somewhere where they're not raging like that. So it's going to make it difficult for the citizens. Believe me, it's going to be a lot of sadness in America, a lot. So hopefully you're making plans. Hopefully you got a plan B, C, and D, A, B, C, and D plan to get out, to find another country. I was saying the Caribbean, but now the Caribbean's on lock. So maybe the Caribbean is out for a lot of people that wanted to go to the Caribbean. Okay, Boulay Desire says, I have a topic. Why are flights so expensive? Like 13, because they don't want you to leave. That's why. The flights are going to be even way more expensive than that. The closer it gets to the end and the more chaotic it gets, the more expensive the flights are going to be. They're going to all go up because they don't want people to leave. They want everybody to be stuck where they are. So, and eventually you're going to have to be stuck where you decide you want to go. So you got to find some place to go while you can, get out while you can, and find a place to go that's not as expensive as the U.S. and stay put. Lay low. Low key, off grid. And let the chips fall where they may in these other countries. But you got to find somewhere safe and peaceful to go and lay low. That's what you have to do. So flights are going to be expensive. They're going to be very expensive. Planes are crashing. Technological different difficulties. So much is going on. So it's getting unsafe to be moving around and traveling and all that, all these different modes of transportation, people having crashes and accidents and all kinds of stuff. So get where you need to be and stay put. You might have to limit traveling here and there and everywhere, like in the past. So yeah, I've heard a lot of people say their flights are going up and they're getting very expensive. So unfortunately, these are the last days. And it's going to be like that. Just got to find somewhere to go and stay put. That's my advice. I'm staying put. I know that. I'm not really trying to go to nobody border for them to look at my passport and be like, you can't come in here. You can't come in here. And then I'll be stuck from border to border. Yeah, I'm not trying to deal with that. Find somewhere to go, stay put, lay low. Because there's so much going on right now. U.S. is threatening Nigeria. Already went into Venezuela, just breaking all kind of international laws. Like laws don't even exist. It's just breaking them all until it's going to be a point where everybody's going to turn on her and comfort her. And you don't want to be in a place where all the countries trying to comfort you. You're going to be a sitting duck as they invade and bomb and do this and do that. Like you're going to be in the wrong place because U.S. is making enemies of everybody. So when you go in other people's countries and season people, that's a whole nother level, family. Teddy, no, not necessarily, not anymore. Teddy says, but Miss Wanda, your passport is powerful. You can move all around the world. Not anymore. People are saying we can't come any countries. People are saying United citizens can't come because of what Trump is doing to their citizens. Trump is banning almost all the African countries, or putting them on, restricting them, and banning visas and all that stuff. So now they're gonna make it difficult for us who want to come back to the continent. So it don't matter how, that passport ain't as powerful as it used to be because people are turning against America because of what the president's doing. So it's not as powerful as it used to be. People are getting turned away. And I don't want to be at somebody's border for somebody to turn me away. Hey, Letty, hi. Welcome. Yeah, I don't want to get turned away. Thank you, family. Don't forget to thumbs up the live stream. Thank you for jumping in. We're just talking about how all of the Caribbean countries are on lockdown. Americans are stuck and they can't even get a flight home. They said that one lady did a video and she posted on Facebook and she was like, I shared it. She was like, they just canceling flights. She said, all you can do is get a refund. But every time you try to reschedule and book another flight, they're being canceled. So everybody's is canceling flights. Shalom, LD Yace 14, LD Yace 14. And let it lock down for what? Because of what Trump did in Venezuela. He invaded Venezuela. So now because that's the Caribbean area. So all the Caribbean countries are on the airport is locked down, and Puerto Rico too. All the islands of the sea, that their airport is locked down. So it's Americans there that's trying to get back to the U.S. from, I guess, their vacation. They stuck. They're not giving them money for hotels. They just canceling their flights. They say the only thing you can do is get a refund, but you can't reschedule because you can't get a flight. And then they said that it's locked down indefinitely. That's not good because they're gonna have to how they're gonna manage. They're gonna have to try to figure out where they're gonna stay and stuff while they're locked in these different countries. So you don't want to be locked somewhere and you didn't prepare, to be there. So it's getting to that point. Everything is so unpredictable right now. Everything is unpredictable. So we got some people over there like stuck. We got Americans stuck over there. And I'm mainly talking about the black ones, of course, but they're still stuck. They're stuck over there. They can't get back because in the Caribbean. Yeah, it's a variety. That some of the Venezuelans might be dancing, but then it's still wrong the way it was done. It's never okay for somebody to go into somebody else's country and take their leader, even if they think they're a dictator. That's breaking international laws. You just can't just do anything you want to do, America. And that's the thing. You can't, that's against international law. There are a lot of dictators, but that don't mean somebody got to go in these countries and kidnap the dictator Hey, Miss Q777. Hey, yeah, just it's a lot of dictators. We know a lot of dictators. Even we got one in the U.S. But what it looked like, people going in there to kidnap him and take, like, that's breaking international law, especially a whole nother country. Come on now, that's that's against every international law. You can't just go on somebody's country and take their leader like that. You can't. Well, he did it, but and not think you're going to suffer some consequences. That's not good to do. Mind your own business. US can't mind their own business, always in somebody else's problems and causing extra problems for other people. Yes, invasion. Like the good, yeah, it's yes. Yes, exactly, Teddy. That's what it is. You cannot, you can, but that's not okay to do that. We all know dictators, even right now. But who have a right to go into somebody else's country and take their leader? And a lot of these leaders was voted into office. Some of them wasn't, but it's still another country, not another country's responsibility to go into somebody else's country and take captive the leader because you said that they're a dictator. When you in America, you a dictator too. So who are you? Who is you to be going into somebody else's country taking a leader? That don't make no sense. That's insane. And it's making it harder for us when people hear Americans because of the regime that's running it right now. It's making it different for us who want to travel to different countries. We get to them borders and they be like, oh no, we don't want y'all here. Oh no. See, it's gonna make it hard. We're gonna have to suffer for that. Right, Miss Q777. Yeah. Always trying to justify. It's never okay for somebody to go into somebody else's country and take their leader. Who does that? Like, come on now, y'all. That's insane. That's a mental illness at the highest level. And it's causing a lot of enemies too. So it ain't only the leaders that will be, it's the whole country that will become enemies to everybody. And remember, we ain't got nothing to do with this. We, the black people in America, ain't got nothing to do with all this, but we're gonna suffer for it. We're gonna get rejected from countries. We're gonna get put in situations when we're trying to travel internationally because of this regime, fam. And the things that it's doing is against all kind of laws. It's unreal right now, family, and it's going to get worse because these people know their time is up. And it might seem like they're pretty strong, but their time is up. That's why they just acting out. You know how a child does when a child is spoiled and they just start acting out and they get angry when they don't get their way and they start throwing a tantrum. That's exactly what the government in America is doing. They're throwing a tantrum because their time is up. Their influence and control is leaving, so they're trying to bully people. But bullying people makes it hard for you and your citizens. So we are going to feel the impact of this wickedness. We are, especially the ones who like to travel internationally. That's why I say stay put, because you can go to anybody's border any day for them to turn around and tell you you can't come in there. Look at the Sahel states right now, banning visas for U.S. citizens. We can't go in there. That could change in a day. That could change in a second. And then you got flights and you on your way somewhere, and they like, because of what your president just did in Venezuela, y'all can't come in here. So you got to get somewhere and stay put through all this trauma and drama. Yes, Teddy. Shoot, I think I used to probably love it too. I was under a strong delusion. I was asleep. I was in a deep sleep. I used to love Babylon too. But then when I start putting two together and realize how horrible they treat us and how they never stopped killing us and they never liked us and they lied and hid our true history and removed books from the Bible and just did all this stuff against us constantly. I just woke up quickly and like, these people are diabolical. They don't like us at all. And I don't want to live with them no more. I'm ready to go. I never looked at America like it was my country, like my home. I never did. I knew I was born and raised there, but I never was like, oh, my country. I never looked at it like that because these people treat us diabolically. They never they never show love towards us. They never accepted us. And they always used to tell us, go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. So, what am I loyal to here? Yeah. Yeah, I know my ancestors bled and died for the country, but they bled and died for us to have freedoms there, and they're rolling them back. So we really don't have the freedoms that we did have. Now in 2024, now it's gone. It's a dictatorship, authoritarian, imperialist regime there. So we don't really have no rights. And they're getting rid of all our history as Black Americans, all our artifacts, they're erasing, even on Google, online, they're erasing all of our history. They think that they can just erase it and it's going to go away. It's not going to go away, because as long as we're alive, we're going to still teach our children. We're going to still talk about our history. If anything, we're going to talk about it even more, because they're trying to erase it. So we're going to push it. We're going to push our history to the top. So it's no way that they can make it disappear. They're trying to, removing artifacts and removing statues, even from the Netherlands, even from other countries where they had Black soldiers and stuff. That's just trying to erase us. So what am I loyal to again? I'm supposed to be loyal to who? To what country? Loyal for what did they, they're killing my people, they're erasing my history. They're gonna finish us off this year in 2026. They already fired all the Black women. They're gonna finish us off. They're gonna get us out of governmental positions. They're gonna make sure we don't have no authority over nothing and nothing, to where they're gonna try to strip us of every single thing we have. So we gotta try to have our own businesses, and it's gonna be rough for us in America. It's gonna be very rough. So I'm not willing to endure that. Some people say, "Oh, ride it out." Some people say it'll pass. It won't, family. It won't pass. I'm not willing to ride it out. I'm ready. I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I was ready to go in 2020 when I left. So I know I wouldn't be riding that now. I was ready to ride it out in another country. I'm gonna ride it out somewhere else, because I feel like I have more of a chance of success outside than inside, because they gunning for us. They are gunning for us. This is, like I said, this is the Hunger Games in America for Black people. This is the Squid Games. They coming for us. They gunning for us. I can't live like that. I gotta live. I gotta have peace. I gotta feel freedom. I gotta, be, I gotta peace, freedom, and safety. I gotta have peace, freedom, and safety. And I have that outside of America. Almost any place outside of America, you can have that. Yeah, you got to use wisdom in where you live and where you move, what country, if they fighting or they have a history of genocide. Of course, you got to use wisdom in picking the place where you want to go, but you can still have a life, a beautiful life outside of America. 5 years and counting, I've been out. I've been out of Masa's house for 5 years and counting. Ain't had to run back to Masa and say, feed me, Masa. I need you to take care of me. I was trying to live outside of your house, and I couldn't make it. So I'm coming back on bending knee to ask you to help me. No, I didn't have to do that. I don't care how much of a struggle it was. I had some struggles. I still every now and then have struggles. It's not struggle, but it's struggle, right? It's not down bad like that, but it's still a struggle. But I refuse to run back. I'm gonna figure it out, fam. And with the help of our maker, our creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he's been providing. So he's been figuring it out for me. He's been providing for me. So I seek his face. And when I need something, when things look, how I'm gonna do this, what I'm gonna do, I seek his face, Father. I need your help. I need finances. I need this apartment, this, whatever the case might be. He provides. He's been providing. So yeah, I'm not running back. I'd rather cry out to our maker and ask for help than run back to Masa and them. My enemies, oppressors, and captors. Yeah, I'm not running to them. I'm not running to them. They're taking everything away from us anyway. No more government assistance. It's going to be hard for you to, get any help anyway. So you might as well trust the Father. It's better to trust him. At least he'll make a way for you. Yeah, these folks trying to take everything from, they want to see us groveling. They want to see us back in slavery. They want to see us picking cotton. They want to see us working where they pay us pennies. And then they tell us, they give us food to make us eat their swine, make us eat their unclean foods. They want us to be back as a slave. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I want to say thank you. Oh yeah, I want to say thank you to all my faithful members. I don't know if some are on here, but if they're coming, but I wanted to make sure I recorded this. Thank you to all my members. I have 8 members now. I was like, yay. You are very welcome. Karibu Sana Karibuni. This is a exclusive private membership community with like-minded people. And we talk about a lot of different things, stuff that I don't feel as comfortable talking about publicly. So I can share a little bit more and say some things, because y'all know freedom of speech ain't free. People done come up missing, come up disappearing, come up unalive. Like, yeah, you can't just say anything you used to be able to say. So yeah, we gotta have private communities to speak candidly about some topics and some issues, especially when you leave America and you come to other countries. You have to be mindful of what you say. So I created a private, exclusive community where I can speak a little bit more candidly and freely. Of course, I was saying before, you have to be mindful because these platforms are owned by enemies. So we can't just say anything. They can still see you. You don't see that. So, keep it in perspective. But for the most part, you don't want it to be public. You don't want some stuff that you say to be public. You have to, use discretion. That's right, Teddy. You right about that. That's what I said, Teddy. Here, I see people sleeping in cars and vans and storage units in America, and I'm like, I'm in Tanzania, and I got 2 bedrooms. I mean, I got a lot of room. I'm like, yeah, I can't go back to that. I can't go back to that struggle. You right, Teddy. Yeah, I won't. I refuse to. Like at Dare to Scheme 904 High, I even look back, look forward. You made the right. Oh, thank you. At Dare to Scheme 904. Yes, thank you. Yes. I'm looking at how some of our people are living, and I'm thinking, I live like a queen compared to some of the people in America right now. And they don't want to leave though. They want to hold on to Massa and them. They want to hold on to Babylon is fallen. They want to hold on to that wicked place. And they don't want to come out to freedom, safety, peace, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and affordable living. Even with little change, you can live comfortably. I'm not rich. I don't have a whole lot of money, but you won't be able to tell because I budget money very good. I budget very well. So I don't have a lot. If I told you how much I live off of, you wouldn't even believe me, family. You would not believe me. So I'm not going to talk about numbers because I don't like to share my personal business when it comes to that on this public platform, because people be listening every word. So when they see you, if you tell them something like that and tell them numbers, then they see you buy something or something. They be like, I thought you said that, and I thought you only, how can you afford that? Like, you can't tell people because they'll throw that stuff right up in your face. That's why I don't play that, telling my business like that. Greetings, awakening soul. Yes, and enjoy the land. Yes, enjoy the land. I'm over here enjoying. I just relaxing. And I'm actually, the reason I haven't done a video, you probably haven't seen videos. It's been like 6 or 7 days I haven't done, because I've been helping a sister who's over here. I've been helping her to get established and get a place and a phone and just get all her stuff together. So been helping her do that. So I haven't really had time to make a video, family, because the sun keep catching me. So I was like, let me just do a live, because at least it's during you guys will be up, because it's late here. It's 9 p.m. here. So, I think we're 8 or 9 hour difference. So, and majority of my demographics is in the States. So I try to do lives when they're going to be up and everything. Brule Desire says, can you input your consultation information in the chat? Brule Desire, I'm going to put my email. I usually have people email me, And then when they email me, then I'll give them the details about the consultation, and then we can schedule. So I'm going to give you my email address, and you just email me if you're interested in a consultation for Tanzania. Diaspora. So it's Diaspora Connect 0 at gmail.com. Yeah. So that's my email. So email me. And then once you email me, I'll send you the details about how, because I charge a fee and how to pay and all that. And then once we do that, then we schedule a consultation date and time based on our hour. We're 8 hours different. So normally it's going to be night for me and day for you. At Dare to Scheme 905, tell them the same thing all the time. Instead of complaining, vote with your feet. That's right. I don't think these people believe in their own complaining, and they lose credibility and a little bit. That's right. That's right. You're right about that. That's right. Teddy, I'm even admire your solitude. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you. Rory Curtis, 8627. Hi, you should get a podcast because I think you will be good at it. I'm gonna try to. I gotta give me a microphone. Rory, I got to give me a microphone, and I ain't got to change for that right now. I ain't trying to lie. I got that little skinny microphone, but I want one of those podcast microphones. So I got to wait and save the money. But I won't mind doing a podcast. I just don't have somebody to interview, but I have subjects I could talk about. I was thinking about that too. I wanted to do a podcast. So I just got to get the right equipment. Like I get that nice microphone like the professionals be having. Yeah, but my money be tight. So I don't always have the money to be getting these old fancy stuff. So I got to keep it simple right now because I'm trying to do stuff here. I'm trying to do a project here and stuff like that. So my change got to go to the business stuff and taxes I got to pay and stuff like that. So, but I would love to do a podcast. Teddy said, it's very easy for you to afford things here, right? Including house, food because of your currency. Exactly, Teddy. I be trying to tell people because right now the US dollar is still pretty strong here. So for every $1 US, it fluctuates with 24,000 T-shillings. So you can still do a great amount. You can still get rents. You can get places affordable for rents. And if you want to buy a car, create a company, buy land, stuff like that, it's still kind of affordable. Hey, Marie. Bless you, you're right about everything. Thank you, sis. Karibu Sana, you are welcome. So, yeah, so you can live a beautiful life, family. You really can. And yes, you need to have a plan. Yes, you need to have streams of income. But not a lot. You don't have to have a whole lot of money. You don't. I didn't have a whole lot. I had savings, I did. So I was able to kind of establish stuff before I kind of like completely killed my savings, y'all. But I did create a company where I had streamed, some form of income. And then it was like other things I was doing. I had extra rooms. I was renting that out, like a bed and breakfast. So different things that you can do to earn income until you get, things established for yourself, whether you want to do business or whatever you want to do. So if Tanzania is not the country for you, there are other countries. There are countries where you can actually outright buy land. I think you can do that in Kenya. You can do that, I think, in Ghana. So you don't have to do a business like here in Tanzania. You need a company to acquire land, but it's still possible. It's possible. And, you need to consult with people. You need to talk to people who've been here for a while to kind of give you guidance. But it's possible. You can live a beautiful life at a little USD, a good rate. Like you would be surprised how I don't want to say cheap because there are areas that are almost just as expensive as the US here in Tanzania. You select the area that you want to live in based on what you want to pay for your bills. So you may decide you want to be in another area outside of Dar because those are usually less expensive, so it's your choice. That's right, Teddy said that. Teddy said that's why Mzungus are living, and Mzungus are white people. They are living like angels in here. They marry our sister every day. Yup, that's right. You do see them here with us with Tanzanians. You do. So they already see the writing on the wall. They know this is paradise. They know they can do a lot with their little change, and they don't. A lot of these Mzungus don't be rich. They just be average people, middle income, low income, just like a lot of us. But they know they marry a local, then they can get some really good rates and some really good deals on stuff. And even not, they can still do that too. But it's even better when you marry somebody, you know. So yeah, you can do it even if it's not here. You got, I would say the Caribbean, but now I don't know if that would be I would consider stable with the U.S. just going in there and messing into the waters and messing in that atmosphere, that the airspace, all messing around in that airspace like that. So I don't know how safe that stuff will be right now. But it's going to be stuff popping off everywhere, and it's going to be safer than the U.S. I'm telling you. Any place you go, it's going to be safer than the U.S. U.S. is going to be the very worst. I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of people are going to see with their own eyes, but I'm telling you ahead of time, it's going to be a hot, blooming, horrible, disgusting, diabolical mess, especially for Black people. It's going to be worse for us because we are the targets. We're the prime targets. Kill as many as you can. Poison as many as you can, destroy and desecrate as many as you can. Because we are the chosen, we are the special children. So in the eyes of our Maker, his enemy, the devil, Satan, Hashatan, the spirit, the kingdom of darkness, want to make us an example to our Maker, who we were created his images and after his likeness. He loves us. He created us a special way, but these devils and demons want to desecrate our temple in front of his face. Yet, since you love them so much, we're going to show you just how we can destroy them. We're going to show you how we can desecrate their temple, make them cut off all their reproductive organs. Because we think, make them confused in the mind and make the women think they're men and the men think they're women so they can cut off all their reproductive organs. We're going to make them desecrate their temple in your eyes because you love them so much. We're going to destroy them in your face. This is what your enemies are saying. Most of them in America. This is what your enemies are saying to our Maker, our Creator, because this is a spiritual battle, family. It's spiritual. The kingdom of darkness is coming for us. The melanated ones, the children of the Most High, he's coming for you. He wants to kill as many as possible. He ain't trying to let you escape. He ain't trying to let you get out. He's gonna try to close them airports down and get you stuck. Once you get stuck, then you can run all around the country all you want to, but they know every ounce of it. You can't escape. They got what you call it? They have cities. They have cities under the ground. They know America like the back of their hand. You can't escape them. If you leave, that's a different situation. Because you leave and go to another country. And they don't have jurisdiction over these other countries. And they don't have a map like that where they know every ounce of the country. They don't know Tanzania like that. So you can actually live off grid for years here. For years. And be safe. And that ain't only here. That's every African country. That's a lot of the South American countries, but they just not the ones with the U.S. have jurisdiction, because when they have jurisdiction in those countries, they be all in those countries, all around, flying and going, and all in their country. You don't want to be in a country where they have jurisdiction to just go in these people's country, moving around and doing anything they want to. I don't want to be in no country like that. That's why I'm right here in Tanzania. They don't have jurisdiction like that. They coming in here just like I'm coming in here. They got to show a passport just like I do. They watch them too. So yeah, those are the places you'll be safest, Black Americans. Those are the places you'll be the safest, countries where they don't have jurisdiction. And they don't allow them to just roam around and just run things. Yeah, they got their hand in everybody's mess, but they don't control everything. You need to be, if you want to be safe, you got to be a place where they don't control it. You got to be in a country where they don't control it. That's what I think. That's why Tanzania is ideal for me. It ain't perfect, but they got to come in here just like I do. They don't run nothing over here. They run Kenya, unfortunately. They got a military base. They got an embassy and a military. Embassy ain't no big deal, but a military base, that means they everywhere in their country. That means they can go anywhere, all up in running around and doing all kind of crazy stuff. I don't want to be. I don't want to be in no country where they let them roam. Them people are devious, demonic, dark, fallen angel, reptilian devils, Luciferian Satanists. I don't want to. I don't want to be in no place where they can roam freely. They need to be caged up. They're animals. They need Neanderthals. You shouldn't let the folks run rapid in your country. Look at the Sahel. Look at AES, the Sahel region. They learning that. They blocking them devils out. They learning how them devils do. So they taking control of their country. You got to do that because them devils, they'll run amok in your country. You got to put your foot down. Just can't let them come in there and just ravish country like this, like Nigeria doing. Just letting them just come in there and do anything. That's a bad idea. Very bad idea. So, yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to jump in my live stream. We got 17 people in the room. Hi, everybody. How you doing? I am coming to you live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. All is well. And I decided to do a live because I haven't done a video in like 6 or 7 days. And I know people like, what's going on? And I know it looks like my algorithm is kind of down because I haven't done a video. So I was like, let me just do a live because I was kind of busy during the day and I've been, helping out one of our sisters and she's here. And I'd be so excited to see at least one more got away, one more escaped. So I've been helping her get, established and stuff like that and showing her around and stuff like that. So I've been missing the daylight. So I haven't been able to do videos. I like to do the videos during the day because I like to capture the natural light. And so I just decided since I keep missing the day, I'll just do lives because I can interact with people live and I can kind of say what I want to say. I have to title this live something, right? So a lot of times I'll title it one thing and I'll go off talking about all kind of other stuff, but I have to title the live something, right? So I'm just sharing what's on my heart. I'm sharing with you how I feel. It's been hard for me to do videos because it's so much going on. My mind is just like all over the place because I'm like, what should I talk about? Because there's so much going on. And I don't want to be like regurgitating. I don't want to just talk about everything that everybody else is talking about. 5 other people talking about the same thing that I'm talking about. Because then it's not going to get a lot of views anyway, because these people are bigger than me, or larger. Their platforms are larger than mine. So they're going to get more views. And then when I come to talk about it, they don't hear what I got to say because they're like, oh, I already heard that already. So I'm trying to be creative and think of things to talk about that's not what everybody's talking about. So, but I think people like to hear how I feel about being here, how, I have a beautiful life here outside of America, how you can do it too, how things are not perfect outside of America. Things are not perfect, but I feel safer for some reason. I feel free. I feel it's a feeling, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to describe, but it's a feeling. You'll feel it when you put your feet on the earth here and you are of Afro descent and you have African DNA in you and you put your feet on this soil, you will feel something. It's spiritual. It's a feeling and it's so hard to describe. You literally feel like you're at home. D2 Paradise. Hi. You'll literally feel like you're just coming to a home that you never been to. It's kind of weird, y'all. It's like you put your feet down and you walk on the earth to go to stuff. It's just this feeling, this in your spirit. It's just like you feel this like energy, something inside you that's just like a peace, like a overwhelming peace that you feel like I'm at home. It's weird because I don't know the language, I don't know these people, but I'm low key at home, and I ain't never leaving. You be feeling like that for real, and that's why I know I want all my people to feel that. I want all my people to have that experience before they leave this earth. I don't want our people to be stuck in America and don't ever have that feeling of freedom and peace in your spirit. You got to always be around your enemies. You got to always be around people calling you all kind of nasty, diabolical names and mistreating you and stuff like that. You need a break from that. You need a break from that. You need to be in a place where people show you love, where people speak kindly to you and smile at you and really admire you and stuff like that. You need to be in a place like that. You need to get a chance in your life to experience that. Even if you don't stay, at least visit somewhere in Africa. Just visit, just so you can feel something different than what you just feel in America with the mistreatment and all every day. Every day, this administration is chipping away at your humanity. They're chipping away at your dignity. They're chipping away at something in your spirit because they all try to put you down. Every chance people get, they try to null and void you. They try to erase you, make you disappear, make you feel low, and you got to fight through that. You got to fight through that that energy that people in America have for us. You got to fight to be confident. You got to fight that I'm a man. Like our ancestors used to have to carry the board, the poster board. I am a man. You gotta fight to prove I am a man. Like literally, not when I say man, I'm talking about man, human, man and woman. That I'm a human being. That I deserve respect. You gotta fight for that in America, honey. Who want to keep doing that? I got tired of that. I'm not fighting to be accepted, loved, appreciated, valued, or even left alone. These people don't even leave you alone. They won't leave you alone. They're just demonic, and they won't leave you alone till they leave this earth. So as long as you're over there with them, they won't never leave you alone. You'll never have peace from these devils. Never. So how long are you going to waste your years trying to please these devils or try to get along with these devils? Try to work through these devils' new laws and executive orders and laws and all this chipping away at you. Keep telling you ain't nothing. They trying to erase you, disappearing your people, disappearing our history and in Google and all these different apps online. If you go in there, they're erasing us. They're erasing us even online. So why y'all want to be around those type of people? Why y'all sit up here and defend those type of people? This is our country, and they don't act like that. People coming to me telling me, giving me the business, giving me the attitude because I'm speaking truth. You giving me the attitude like these people care for you. What I'm saying to you is the truth. These people don't care nothing for you. And you coming at me because I'm speaking the truth. You speaking against America. You speaking against my country. Them people don't care nothing about you. They trying to unalive you. They want to hang you from every tree. But you coming for me. You got to take that energy to your captors, your oppressors, or your enemies. Don't take it to other Black people. You take it to me, especially I'm your brother, sister, I'm your sister. And then you take it to the immigrants or the foreigners, the other Black immigrants or foreigners. They ain't the one hanging you from trees. You need to take that energy to the white man. Take that hatred to the white man. All these FBAs, take that nonsense to the white man. Stop coming over here. Stop coming to so I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I don't think I'm just follow the Most High. But it's Pan-Africanist, and it's ones who left America to come to the continent. I left because the Most High called me to come out. I follow the Bible. So why are you coming for us? Because we want to leave. We got a calling to leave. If you FBA and you want to stay there, that's fine. But you need to be fighting with white people. You don't need to be fighting with other Black people. fighting with other black people because they talking about America. They telling people that they need to come out because they don't want to see their people hung from trees. Come on, be real. Be realistic. You got to be realistic. You can't be mad about that. But people are mad. I be having people commenting to me, talking again, America, like America is all that. What is America when they were erasing your history? Hey, Sundarai Dayata, hi. What is America when they erasing your history? You living in your ancestors' worst nightmare, and y'all arguing with me. These FBAs trying to argue with me, and you living in your ancestors' worst nightmare. I'm not the one putting you in that nightmare. I'm not the one taking your rights away. I'm not the one firing you. I'm not the one hanging you from trees. I'm not the one taking your jobs. I'm not the one feeding you poison food. I'm not the one feeding you poison water, giving you contaminated jabs with snake venom in them. I'm not doing that. So why are you coming over here talking to me? Intellectual nerd said, "Big sis, you are telling the truth. They say the same to me too. People like you, Ron Dalton Jr., and many Israelites, even those who identify as such, are telling them they think is a flea doctrine." Right? Exactly. In the Bible, it says we're gonna say talking about the flea doctrine, family. In the biblical scriptures, the scriptures say, if you are persecuted in one city, flee to the next. So is that a flea doctrine? In the Bible, in one of the lost books, 70 AD, when the children of Israel had to flee Jerusalem, the scriptures say that when they see the armies come past, flee to the wilderness. That's flee. So is that a flea doctrine too? So this so-called flea doctrine is something that man made up, but it's evidence that the Most High did tell the children of Israel to leave and go to different places. So that's what I'm saying. He spoke to me to leave. So it's not a flea doctrine to the people that the Most High spoke to and told to leave. The people who've been here 5 years or so or never even went back, no, ain't even, because that's not a flea doctrine. It's their life. They're following instructions from their maker, their creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He told them, spoke to their spirit and told them to leave America because it's not your home. What's the flea doctrine about? People keep saying that, and it's like, it's in the Bible where it tells us to flee when persecution comes. What's the problem? Why is that a sin? Is that one of the breaking one of the law, statutes, and commandments to leave a place where you're being persecuted? Were these people taking all your rights? Were these people that got rid of all our sisters' jobs starting in the beginning of 2025? In January alone, 20, 30,000, 300,000 Black women lost their jobs? And you saying they shouldn't leave? Be realistic. They taking away government assistance, any kind of help, and you saying they shouldn't leave? They giving you poison food and drinks, contaminated air and the water, but you saying they shouldn't leave? You got us being hung from trees, and you saying they shouldn't leave? Be realistic. Be realistic. Like, make it make sense, family. Make it make sense. The Most High gave you a brain to use it. He didn't give you a brain to follow men aimlessly. He gave you a brain to use it. I don't follow nobody. As y'all can see, I'm an independent thinker. I've always been an independent thinker. People used to say when I was growing up that I was rebellious. Yeah, I don't just go along to get along. If I use my brain and it don't make sense to me, I'm not gonna just follow aimlessly. I don't care if my mama did it. I don't care if my daddy did it. My whole family did it. I'm not gonna follow aimlessly because they did it. I'm gonna use the brain that our maker creator gave me to think logically and say, does this make sense? It don't make sense. I'm not doing it. I don't care how many people saying blah, blah, whatever they saying. I don't consider the flea doctrine when he told me to leave, when he once spoke to me and told me America wasn't my home. Our maker told me this. I didn't say this. I didn't even think about it. I was in America living the American dream like the rest of y'all. I was under the sleeping, strong delusion like the rest of y'all. I was in a Christian church singing on the praise team like the rest of y'all. When he woke me up and said, You know you're not from America. I literally heard that in my spirit. And I said, well, I was talking back to him. I said, well, where am I from? I was just having a conversation. And he said, you're from Africa. And then he got quiet. I said, Africa? I don't know. And I started saying in my mind, I don't know nobody in Africa. What's that? I started saying all this stuff. Honey, he got quiet. I started researching Africa. And that's what sparked my desire to move to the continent. So it wasn't me. It wasn't nobody telling me. It was my maker, my creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who told me. Thanks, sis. Sadiata, thank you. So I'm not following no man. I'm not talking about no flea doctor. I'm going by what the Father told me. And then when I come over here, he encouraged me to help people. He spoke to my spirit, help my children, help my people. Just like he tells us in the Bible, feed my people, feed my sheep. Those, the Messiah said that. Those, of the least of me, that when you take care of those, my people, you take care of me. So that's what I'm doing. I'm helping people if I can with my information, but they can do what I'm doing. If they want to come out, I'm not forcing you. If you want to stay and have your life hang in the balance, you can do that. If you want to stay and don't know if you're going to live or die, don't know if you're going to come back home to your family, you can do that. I'm not telling you ain't got to do that. That's your choice. But if they want to leave, they can come. They can call. If they want to come here, they can reach out. I'm here. I did it. You can do it too. I did it by myself, solo travel, single woman, middle age, solo. You could do it too. It wasn't easy. I ain't going to say it was, but I had to ask for guidance. I had to pray. I said, Father, just like I talked to you, I talked to him. Father, I need A, B, C, and D. I got to pay rent. I got to do this. I got to do that. I need to do this. I got to get this business. I need to pay taxes. I need to do this. I need this money, this amount of money. That's what I did. And he provides for me slowly. So that's what I do. I don't have it all. I ain't rich, but I ask. I open my mouth and ask. Some of y'all don't open your mouth and ask. All you say is, I'm broken. I can't leave. But you won't open your mouth and ask. Say, Father, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to stay or do you want me to leave? I need an answer, please. Because this people are saying this. This people are saying that. This people are saying flea doctrine. This people, ask him yourself. Father, have a relationship. Come on now, you got to have a relationship. Father, what you want me to do? If you want me to stay in the U.S., which part of the U.S. should I move to? Like, you got to ask. You can't just sit there and follow people and not think that you can do it on you can't do it on your own. Not even in America. It's people that's homeless and hungry in the cold in America. That's their home, but they trying to do it on their own, and they don't have no direction. They don't have no guidance. They don't know where to go. They don't know which way to go. They stuck. So you got to ask. You got to ask. Open your mouth. We open our mouth and say everything else. Open your mouth and ask the one who created you, the one that knows every hair on your head. Open your mouth and ask him, Father, I know you created me. You created the heaven, the sun, the moon, and stars. You care about the sparrow. I know you care for me. What I'm supposed to do? This thing is looking bad. Should I leave? Should I stay? I need money. I need a passport. Whatever you need, say something. Open your mouth and say something. Ask. Or if you don't care and you don't want to know, then you just sit there and write it out. Otherwise, ask. Intellectual said, brother intellectual, brother sister intellectual nerd said, some say they have roots there. Their ancestors were buried there and they built US, so don't want to leave. However, we built Egypt and our precious land, Israel, but we, right. So if you want to go down with the ship, it's okay. But there are some that don't want to, like me. I know my ancestors bled and died in America. I know that. I know I'm kind of like technically an FBA to a point because our ancestors built America. We've been there over 400 years. But I know I come from Africa. And I know my ancestors' dream and desire was to get out of that situation. Their dream and desire was not to stay in America and be mistreated. and have to eat pig, pork, shrimp, lobster, have to be forced to eat the white man's food. They'll have to force to eat the white man's scrappings and to serve the white man. I'm sure if they had the option to leave, they would have, but they didn't have the option. We do. So that's the difference between us and our ancestors. They didn't have that option. We do. They fought for the freedom for us to be able to get a passport to leave. Some left, back, when Marcus Garvey, some did leave, some did go to Liberia, and it was, things happening, but a lot didn't have that option to leave. So they had to stay and suffer. So don't think that they loved that what they did. Don't think that they died and they wanted to leave, family, but they couldn't. That's why I said I'm not living my ancestors' nightmare. I don't care if they bled and died over there. I'm not going to do the same thing they did just because they was my ancestors. What sense does that make? Family, make it make sense. If your mother and father, Yah forbid, if your mother and father passed away in America trying to do something, so you're going to stay in America because your mom and dad passed away in America. You're going to stay there and just, if you have the opportunity to leave, you're not going to leave. You're going to stay there and walk in the same path your parents did and possibly die there too. You're not even going to try to leave because you're not going to try to find a better life outside to where maybe you can survive. Maybe you ain't got to serve people and eat people's food and be like a slave. Maybe you can be free and live your own life that we never had an opportunity to live. The only time African Americans was free is in Africa. The only time we was free was before we were enslaved in America. Because remember, when we came to America, we were enslaved right away. So we really never been free in America. Africa on the continent, if you now, even indigenous are from Africa, even the ones that was in America first, they came to America. So they was even in Africa, even though they were in America before Christopher Columbus. So they were there first, but they still came from Africa too. We was only free in Africa. We was never free in America. We was so when you come back to Africa, your spirit will feel that for real. When you come back here, it's going to be a level, you're going to feel a level of freedom that you never experienced because you never had that in America. Your ancestors for 400 years never had freedom in America. Even after the civil rights that we got and all of, we really still wasn't free, fam. We still controlled. They still ran everything. And now it's going back. So it ain't going to never be, it's just irreparable. It's never going to be like it was with civil rights and all that stuff because they're going to make sure. But our ancestors never been free. The only ones that was free was the first group that got stolen and taken from Africa and brought to America. Those were the only ones that experienced freedom. I wanted to experience freedom, true freedom, in the land that I was actually living in when I was free. That's Africa. When we was running through the continent from, some people believe that the Middle East, which is Northeast Africa, family, Northeast Africa, that we ran through the interior to the different parts of Africa, we were still free. We wasn't slaves at that point. We were made slaves after we left the continent and we came to America. We were made slaves. So we was free at one point. But none of our ancestors even experienced, not the ones in America, the ones that was there for 400 years, they never experienced freedom. They were slaves for generations. Now we're free enough to leave and go back to the land of our ancestors, our forefathers, before we were slaves. So we can feel that level of freedom in our spirit. When you put your feet down on a continent somewhere as an Afro descendant, you're going to feel this level of freedom. So not looking at the people, not complaining about the systems, the water issues, the lights, the this, that. You're complaining about stuff, but you got to feel in your spirit what your spirit feels. It's going to show you was actually free here at one point. This is where true freedom is, in the land that you were in before you were enslaved. We were never free in America. So people keep saying it's our land. How is that your land when you ain't never been free there? You've been enslaved ever since we've been there. We've been enslaved. Even the indigenous, they was there, but they was enslaved also. So they felt a level of freedom, but once these Mzungus took over, they was enslaved too. So come on, fam. Darren, Damien, hi, Damien Jones, bring it out. Intellectual nerds say people are getting laid off in the U.S., especially black. Yes, my uncle was victim. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that America's done. That's right. The earlier some people see it, the better. Right. Exactly. They're gunning for us, family. This is what I'm saying. They're coming for us. We are the targets. They want to make sure we don't have nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. It ain't enough for us to get fired from all our jobs because you know how we do. We create our own online stuff. We create our own stuff. We gather together like we did the Tulsa, Wall Street stuff like that. But what they did, what they do, they what bombed it, just like they did Nigeria. They can do the same thing to us again. It's not enough for you getting together, having land in America, getting together and having farms and food forests, feeding each other, and take care. They gonna bomb it again, like they did Nigeria. They did us that same way before. They're gonna do it again. They're not gonna stop. And it's not enough guns that you can have, fam, because they got guns, they got lasers, they got drones, they got bombs. What you gonna do? It's not gonna be a fair fight. And you doing all this for what? America, a place where your ancestors was enslaved for 400 years? What? Make it make sense, fam. Come on now. Use your brain. Make it make sense. I don't care if you following the FBA and this person, this, that, but use your brain. Make it make sense. Think about it. You fighting for a country that you have never been free in. You've always been a slave, black people, even indigenous. You might have been free for a minute, but not long, and you ain't got nothing to show for it. So you gonna stay for what? Stay and do what? And stay and fight and for what? Ain't nothing there. You have more of a better life outside of America. Even if you don't want to come to the continent, you got other places you can go. Other places that just as fertile, got nice land, like some of the Caribbeans. I know they got lockdowns, but I'm sure they're going to lift it one time soon for people to go. You got people like Asia. I'm not a big Asia situation person, but people going there. That's a place you can go. So Brazil, it's places you can go. We can be off grid and you can be free. You can sleep till you're ready to get up. You do what you want to do when you want to do it. Ain't nobody dictating to you, be this during this time, do this, eat at this time. Ain't nobody doing none of that. I've been free for 5 years, family. I sleep as long as I want. I get up when I want to. I work when I feel like it because I work, I got my company, but it's like online and stuff. So I work when I want to. I do some stuff out here, around that I'm private about. I do some stuff, but it's not, it's enjoyable. It's not a work. It's not a job like in the West, like a hard, the stress of somebody being over you, like a overseer over you. It's not like that. You literally feel free. You eat what you want. You get up and sleep when you want. You eat fresh food that you want. You might want to, whatever you want every day. What I'm gonna do today? I wake up every day. What I want to do today? Do I want to go get some pineapple? Do I want a mango? Do I want a passion fruit? Do I want to go to a restaurant, or do I want to cook? Like, I have options to do what I want to do for myself. I don't have nobody loading over me. No white man loading over me, telling me, if you want this money, you got to do this. You got to be up at I don't care about that. I don't have a lot, but I got enough. I'm comfortable. I got to live on a budget, but the food is cheap here. So the prices that people pay for McDonald's is the prices you pay for fruit and vegetables. So I can eat fresh every day. Even if I have a vegetable and fruit diet that I can afford, because meat is a little bit more expensive, it's healthier for you anyway. That's the best diet anyway. So you still win. You still win. Intellectual nerds say 44 says, sis is right. In Africa, you can grow your own. I throw some seeds and don't need to do much, but it will grow. Yeah, I have fruits and vegetables in my compound: avocados, oranges, tomatoes, pineapples. Right. This is what I'm telling y'all. Some of that stuff you ain't got to pay for. Like Intellectual nurse don't even have to pay for that because he growing it. It's in his yard. Do you think he gonna be hungry? Do you think if his money get tight, he ain't gonna eat no food? Come on now, he got food growing. I got it all through our yard too, and we got herbs in our yard too. We got I think I told y'all before, we got soursop leaves. We got moringa. I just found that out. We got basil fresh. These are the leaves family. We got neem leaves. So what I do is I dry them, and I don't have to, like in the West we get them. They pound them, and so it's like a powder. I just use the leaves and drink tea. That's all. I ain't about. It's on a tree. We got papayas in our yard. I don't like them that much, but it's food. If I'm hungry, I can get it. We got bananas in our yard. So anybody about to be hungry? Even if your money get tight, you might have to eat some of the same fruit until you get, finances together, but you ain't gonna be hungry, fam. You ain't gonna be hungry. You can survive. And it don't get cold. That's what I like about here. It don't get cold. It's summer like this all year round. I've been here 5 years with the same weather. I love it. I don't miss no winter, no cold, no sneakers, no socks. I walk barefooted, no cold. You don't even need a jacket or sweater. Yeah, but if I want to go to a cooler climate, there are different regions in Tanzania that's cooler. So I can go visit where I can wear my jacket, I can wear my socks on my feet and stuff like that. But I like it hot. So I'm not complaining of the heat. It gets hot though, because I'm going through the change. Y'all know sometimes in the videos I be sitting up here sweating bullets. I have to keep my gotta keep my cloth by me, fam, because I be sweating. But I keep my fan right here. And you can also get a portable air conditioner. Because see, in my apartment, I don't have no air con. I just have fans. And the reason I chose that is because it was less expensive. When you have an air conditioner, your rent is usually higher. So I chose no air conditioner, just fans. And then if I want to buy like the portable, here you can buy one of those portable air conditioning units. They got all different sizes with the wheels on it. So you can take it from room to room and it cools a lot. Because I was in a restaurant with one. They work good. And you could just spend your own money. You ain't got to pay high rent just for that. So it's little things you could do to save and budget and live on a budget and still have everything you need. Awakening Soul said, you sweating because you cooking, sis. Maybe that might be it too, because I be up here sweating. When I get going, I get to sweating, but I'm just trying to encourage my people. I'm trying to let you know that you ain't got to be stuck with them Mzungus, fam, white people. You ain't got to be stuck with your oppressors, captors, and enemies. I be kind of mad how they be treating us. So I got a problem. I don't like them like that. I don't like them how they do my people. I don't like to see my people getting hung from trees. I don't like to see my people get fired from their jobs. And they're trying to lose their life. I drop their life. They're calling them all kind of nasty names, being diabolical, taking their organs, chopping them up. All you find is bones and skulls. They eat flesh and drink blood. These people are diabolically wicked and devilish. Satan is Luciferian. And y'all shouldn't be living with these people. Y'all should come out of her. Y'all shouldn't even be living with these people because they ain't safe. You got your kids there. You got your wives there and your elderly parents around these devils. These devils are demonic. They are wicked. They are evil, and they're hunting for you. Hey, have y'all noticed a lot of Black people been burning up in houses lately? That's just started. That just started in 2025. A lot of Black families been burning up in houses. The whole entire family. I saw 3 different stories where husband, wife, and all the kids burned up in the house. They used to do that to us back in the day. They doing it again because one white man got caught recently. He was trying to burn down a Black people's house, and he spilled the Black folks' house. He spilled some of the gas on himself and got caught on fire. They're doing it again. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say you living in your ancestors' worst nightmare, because they're doing the same things they did to us before, burning our houses down. One family was burning, and then the firemen got there talking about they couldn't put the flames out. It was just too much. They sat there and let them burn. That's what they used to do to us back in the day, our ancestors. They would get there early and sit and watch the house burn down with the whole family in it. They wouldn't even try to rescue them. Those firemen would sit there. They got a picture. They took a picture of them sitting there watching a house burn full of Black people. They doing it again. It's happening today. This is what I'm saying. You living in your ancestors' worst nightmare. And all these brothers be talking about, we going to be all right. It'll pass. It ain't going to pass. I'm sure that family that got burned up in that house probably thought that too. It ain't gonna pass because they're hunting for you. They're specifically looking to hurt and harm Black people. They live, sleep, and dream how to desecrate your temple and burn you up and chop you up in little pieces and eat your flesh and drink your blood. These people are wicked, and you trying to live with them, and you trying to defend that place. You trying to defend that habitation of devils and demons and every foul bird. You're trying to defend that place against me? What? Are you serious? Stop the madness. It's madness. Intellectual nerds say the Ghanaian government is even forcing us to farm. There is a government assistance program to help citizens to do poultry. You can't even go to the next house for food. Yes. He said, my neighbor comes to my house for dandelion, tea leaves, moringa, and I go to her for bartering. That's what we're going to have to do. Exactly. Bartering. So you can have land and you grow this. You may not have no money. Banks might get, shut down, a US drop, the US dollar, whatever. But you got land and you got food and you can barter with other people that got other stuff. You might have this certain thing they need. They have what you need. Y'all switch. And then everybody have everything they need. That's how you're going to have to do it. Because that money might not be. That's why it's important to get out and find a place where you can be, to where you can farm and you can grow something, or you can partner with some, diaspora, some other Americans that's doing it, and you become a part of that community. And then when things get tough, banks get frozen, stuff will get cut off because y'all don't want to get the mark of the beast, whatever the case might be, you're going to be all right. You get your analog phone, like I've been telling y'all, the phone that you dial, whatever country you in, you get you one for that country, and y'all can still communicate on that phone. And it can't be hacked or tracked. It's not hackable. It's a dinosaur. But you can still communicate. Even if you don't have a walkie-talkie, you can talk on that analog phone. And actually here, and I'm sure a lot of the African countries, you can buy on your phone international minutes. So then you'll be able to talk on that analog phone to people in other countries. So if you got people in America still, you want to call them, you can call them on your analog phone. You just have to buy get an internet package. So you can still talk on that phone to people, and it's not being hacked and it's not being tracked. The only thing is when you call them, they have to have one of those phones too, because if they talk to you on a smartphone, then it's their phone is trackable. Yours is not, but theirs is. So both people got to have the Nokia phone, the dinosaur phone that can't be hacked and tracked. We already know they everywhere on the continent because the locals use them all the time. They can't be tracked or hacked. You still communicate even if you don't have to. If you don't have to get the beast, you don't have to get the mark of the beast. You don't have to do that. It's gonna be everywhere. You don't have to get it because you're gonna be off grid. You're gonna have your own stuff. Don't let them fool you and make you think that it's gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be everywhere, but you'll have an option. If you got you some land and your own house and you don't need this system for nothing, you can survive. That's what I plan on doing. I ain't trying to get none of that stuff. I ain't trying to get no jab, no none of that. I ain't trying to get none of that stuff, fam. That's why I'm here. I'm not trying to get none of that stuff. I ain't gonna be all up in that system. I'm gonna have Father gonna provide it. I'm gonna have some land. We're gonna grow some foods. We're gonna have a shelter. Those three things. We can work on water and electricity. We can get a borehole. We can buy water. Because I'm sure here on the continent, they're gonna have some places where folks can get some water. We might have to use some bottles of water. When we was out of water, we've been having water issues here. We've been using bottles of water. We've been bathing with it, warming it up. We've been washing dishes, washing clothes. We've been using bottled water. We surviving. I've been bathing every day. I ain't funky. I haven't taken my bucket bath. But we surviving. We get some solar lamps, solar stuff. We don't need no systems. We can survive. That's what you got. That's how you got to live. That's what you're gonna have to do. But if you all up in that system, fighting for America like she righteous or something, like she doing something good for you Black people, fighting for her, like what's she gonna give you? You ain't gonna get nothing out of it but lose your life. Fight for her, then you lose your life. How depressing is that? How just disgusting that is. You fighting for this place, you fighting for America, fighting the ones that's leaving, and then you end up getting hung from a tree. That's terrible. That is terrible. I don't want to see that for nobody. So stop fighting for that diabolical place. We Indians, we indigenous. For what you getting? What you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? That's all I want to know. You ain't getting nothing. These people gunning for you, hunting for you, and you up here dancing with Indian stuff on your head, talking about you Indian, you indigenous. You ain't that much Indian that's going to keep you from getting hung from a tree. Keep you from disappearing in the bayou, in the Texas bayou with 200 bodies. Up in New York City, finding in the Bay, they finding bodies in the Bay. It's a serial killer there too. Is that keeping you? Is you dancing with this Indian garb on? Is that keeping you from that happening to you? Coming up missing, organs being missing in the hospital, and taking your child and your relatives' organs and going for hospital visits. Is that keeping you safe? Come on now, come on, family. Be real. Be realistic. Be realistic. I need to wake some people up. That's why I'm on my soap dish, because we got to make this make sense here. We got to make this make sense here. You make people feel guilty for leaving. You telling people that they running away. Yeah, we running away from our enemies, captors, and our oppressors. Yes, if our ancestors could run away, believe me, they would. Why you think what's that saying? Runaway slaves. Remember that? They was running from south to the north to get away. If they could run from the south to another country to get away, they would. Why you think they have slave catchers? Because they was trying to run. What's wrong with running? People trying to think you make us feel bad that, oh, y'all running. Yeah, we runaway slaves. We ain't slaves no more, but they consider us slaves in America. But we running away from the plantation. Yes, we are running away. We don't feel bad for running away. People keep saying, oh, y'all just running away. Make us feel bad for running away. I don't feel bad for running away. It's the best decision I ever made. I feel bad that I didn't run away sooner, because maybe I would have had a little bit more going on at this point in my life. Some more land, something fruit, vegetables, something built. I would have had more happening for me if I would have left sooner. If I would have ran away, I would have became a runaway slave sooner. Right. Brûlé Desert. 200 bodies in Houston Bayou. And they saying ain't no foul play. And they saying ain't no serial killer. The police. Because the police are doing it. The police, the coroner, the judge, they're all KKK. They're all doing it. Same thing in New York. All those bodies been found in the Bay Area, in the Bay. The New York Bay. Yeah. Bodies coming up. And ain't no foul play. Ain't no serial killer. Yeah. They're going to keep saying it. Ain't nobody never going to get closure. Like I see all these women crying when they, and I feel bad because they are people. All these mothers crying and women crying for their sons and their children. They saying they just want closure. You ain't going to get no closure. They're going to make sure you don't get no closure. It's all suicide. Even if the man is chopped up from head to toe, eyes hanging out his head, he killed himself. He unalived himself. Case closed. You ain't gonna get no closure. But you want to live with these devils? You want to live with these devils. And you want to make people feel bad for leaving? Oh, you running away. Sure am. I sure am. And I do it again. I do it. If I could have did it 5 years sooner, I would have done it. If I'd have known it was going to be like this, I would have left sooner. But the time is when you left. It was time for you to leave. But yeah, I don't feel bad for leaving. People say, you running away. We're going to stay right here. You run away. Yeah, you stay right there. And I'll be watching you over here in Africa. You might be one of them ones that they have to pull down from that tree. I'm just saying, I don't want it to happen, but it's happening. I can't control it. I'm just speaking. So to get you to wake up and think, don't let nobody make you feel bad for wanting to leave. You want to leave because you don't want to take a chance on you and your kids or your parents or your uncle, your father, your relative being hung from a tree. You don't want to stay there and see that. You don't want to have to live the rest of your life with that torment or that thought or that idea that this happened to your loved one. I'd rather leave and take my chances outside. But that's me. A lot of my family, they ain't leave either. They stay in there too. So I'm praying for them too. I'm talking to them too. I'm thinking, y'all still think I'm crazy for leaving. Y'all still saying I'm running, I'm fleeing. I am. I'm admitting I am fleeing. I am running. But it's not on my own accord. It's not a decision that I chose to make. I received a spiritual calling to leave. It ain't just something I woke up and said I'm gonna leave. It was a spiritual calling, fam. I mean, I can't just do it on my own terms. I can't just get up and just like I had a plan and all that. I didn't. It was a spiritual calling. And I've been led to leave. That's why I left. And I don't feel bad about leaving. Nobody can make me feel bad about leaving. And they shouldn't make you feel bad for wanting to leave. You don't want to feel like fighting and killing a bunch of y'all killing each other. There's going to be a bunch of black men killing white people. Like white men and black men fighting, killing each other. What is that? What is that? What is that benefiting anybody? It's just a lot of dead people. Black and white people dead because they're killing each other. Civil war type thing, right? Okay, what's gonna prove? What's anything gonna prove except for everybody's dead? What's gonna come out of that? People dying for no reason. Over what? What are we fighting for? America? America KKK? Are you serious? They've been raping, pillaging, kidnapping, all this, eating our organs, feeding our kids to alligators. We doing all this for this country. The blood of our people is running in the streets, and we doing all this for America KKK. For real? We fighting for America KKK? That can't, like, make it make sense, family. Come on, think about it. It just don't make sense. It has to. I mean, I can see if people fighting for a cause for a reason, like for a real reason, like you're gonna get something or whatever. So you're taking a chance on losing your life fighting a bunch of white people as black people to get some kind of something. But what you getting? The country is already it's damaged beyond repair because they're poisoning everything. So it's like, what are you inheriting? What are you fighting to achieve? What are you fighting to achieve? Like, it don't make sense. You got to think logically. Pride aside, family. Think logically. Make it make sense. What are we fighting for? What are we losing? We're going to lose our lives for? What if all these people carrying guns and all these women packing and all these people training? What are we doing this for? We're doing this to, some people say protect yourself, but it's going to be a civil war. So everybody going to be shooting everybody. Everybody just going to be killing everybody. It's just going to be a lot of dead people. So what is coming out of all this? Just leave. It's not worth it to just have a bunch of dead people. That's what's going to happen. And if the black people think that they're going to win, you're not. They got bombs, they got drones, they got lasers. So they're going to let y'all fight the white people that they let you fight. And then if you get the advantage, they just going to bomb you. Like, what are you getting out of this? That's what I'm saying. What are we getting out of this? All this killing, all this death. What's going to come out of it? Because America is going to be destroyed. She's going to drop into the bottom of the sea. She's going to be nuked. And then Russia and China is going to come and ravish her anyway, spoil her, take all her spoils, including the women who like to be naked. The ones that like to show their booty, walk around with the G-strings, they're going to be in the brothels somewhere in China. So that's why I wouldn't go to China or Russia, not willingly, because they're going to take people there. Russia, not so much. Russia is just, they're going to be here. But China is going to take the black people because they like the bodies. So you like to be naked. You like the whoredoms. You're going to have plenty of opportunity to be naked. You're going to have plenty of opportunity to practice your whoredoms, man after man, until you no longer are breathing. So I would encourage you to get your life right and stop and get out of whoredoms, get out of nakedness and live righteously. Otherwise, your judgment may just be in the brothel, since you love to be naked and you love OnlyFans and you love to be sexy and be sexing everybody. You're going to be in the brothels and you're going to have all the practice you need. You won't even get a break. So that's judgments for whoredoms, for women. So just keep that in mind. Those who don't like to keep the clothes on, like to be naked. There's a judgment for those who do that. So I think I will end this live. I had to get on my soapbox and chat. It's supposed to have been initially about the Caribbean airports closing, and American stuck, but I had to entitle it something. So I had to use that. But of course, y'all know I get all off and talk about all kind of stuff. But I always encourage you, if you want to come out of her, do it before you get stuck. Because this year is going to be a whirlwind. It already started hot. It came in hot with a bomb to Nigeria. Then the president. So y'all know it's going to progress every day it's going to be something. And it's going to be affecting a lot of our people, especially because we are the target, the Black people. So if you can come out, even if you want to go back and forth. But I would even say that because you might get stuck in between, because everybody's starting to be strict with us when we hit these borders. So if you can go somewhere, go to a country and lay low. Go to a safe country where you can afford it, where the food is fresh and the air is fresh and you can live comfortably, and lay low and just watch everything unfold like I'm going to do online. You're not going to be involved in it. You're going to be outside living your peaceful, soft life, watching everything fall apart, and you ain't going to be a part of it. Women, I want this for you, sisters. I want this for you. I want this for our children, and I want this for our elderly. Now, the men probably want to fight. They're going to beat their chest. We're going to fight. Whoa, 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 whoa. So y'all do you. But the women and the children and the elderlies that don't want to have to deal with this, come out of her. Go somewhere safe. And you can watch too while all this is falling apart in America. Because only with our eyes shall we behold and see the reward of the wicked. We gonna see it. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Nobody gonna be raptured nowhere. We're gonna be right here to see it all. So just wanted to do this video. Just want to do this stream. Thank you so much for taking the time to view the stream. Don't forget the thumbs up. Make sure you're still subscribed, because people have been being undersubscribed. If you are part of my private exclusive membership community, you're very welcome to join. If you're a part, thank you for joining. If you are wanting to join, you're very welcome. Karibu Sana, Karibuni. In Swahili, you're very welcome. On the exclusive private community and a membership community, I talk a little bit more candidly. I do videos to talk about certain things I don't feel as comfortable talking about publicly, because we do know that freedom of speech is not free. We do know that it's safe to speak, about certain things like it used to be. It don't matter what country you're in, whether you're in America, in other countries, you can't always just say anything, right? So I have that community to where I can speak a little bit more candidly about certain topics that I don't feel comfortable talking publicly about. Advices, tips about those who want to come, some things that I would share with you about certain African countries that I would not feel comfortable sharing publicly. You got to understand what I'm saying. You can't just say anything you want to. Freedom of speech ain't free, especially when you're in these different countries, because folks can find you. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in perspective. So that's why I created the community. I think I have eight community members right now. So I'm so grateful for those who became members, because you actually support me. There are 3 tiers. And so you're welcome to join a tier, accept a tier. It's a monthly rate. So thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to do a members only. I have not done a members only video in a while because I haven't been doing videos, but I may do a members only live. I just got to find out. I may do that next time just for my members only, because I got at least enough people to be, because even when I do these lives, a lot of people are watching, 20 something, whatever, but only a few people chat. So people watch, but they don't always say anything. So even with the private exclusive membership community, is 8 people. That's enough to chat if they jump in. So I think I'm going to do some members only live so I can talk a little bit more candidly. I already, I can say a little bit more things and I don't feel comfortable saying publicly. Y'all got to understand because we got to move different, fam. Things are getting dangerous out here, so we got to move, especially when we outside the country. Also, in the country, especially when you're talking, they people coming up missing, people coming up having heart attack, things happening to people for being whistleblowers and for speaking truth and saying certain things. So we have to use this discernment, discretion, moving silence for a lot of things. So I'm encouraging people to do private groups and to do meetups. So if you are in the country, like me, I met with a sister that came here. She'd been here for a couple of days, and I've been helping her. But we've been meeting, and talking and stuff privately. So you can do that when you meet with people to talk about plans, ideas, and stuff like that. But don't do it so much on the technology. Kind of try to limit what you're doing now, because people can hack and track and everybody all in your stuff. No texting, they see all your messages and WhatsApp, all that stuff. So try to be more do private chats and stuff, or meet people in person if you can, or get one of those analog phones and talk. So try to be mindful of security, privacy, and stuff with your plans, with your people, with ideas, with gathering, all that stuff. So I'm learning that being here, and I'm kind of sharing it. So thank you so much. I guess I'll end this live stream. Like I said, I didn't have an opportunity to do videos earlier because I keep missing the sunlight, and I was so busy helping a sister that came. So I'm so excited for her that she's getting things established in the beautiful Tanzania. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Don't forget to thumbs it up. Make sure you still subscribe, join to become a member, and you are very welcome. And I will see you guys in the next live stream video, shorts. Check out my community tab. I always post little stuff on there. So see you guys in the next one. Shalom, salama, peace, family.